Payton Turner in particular, anything that stood out about him?
Yeah, he's just look. We talked about this a couple weeks ago or whatever. He's still a young player. He's yet to play a full season, and so sometimes it takes a little longer. And he's starting to figure it out, and who he is as a rusher, and that's half of the battle. And so that's what you saw, in the last game.
Who is he as a rusher?
Well, here's a guy that has great length, flexibility, and he's got some power. And so what we're just trying to do is just trim it down because he is a young player and have a couple of rushes that he can go to. And then the more games he plays and the older he gets, you can continue to add to that. And so you got to start with the baseline and then build off of that.
I've seen Pete Werner making play after play here
Sure.
throughout the season. What's next for him? What's the next step in his development?
Well, I think it's just the consistency of a full season. He's only in the second year, and so we got to go through the full season, one game at a time, and just get that much better than he did last week. And so that's kind of the goal of each player is, hey, we're just going to get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better, and then at the end of the season, you see, hey, man, the guy had a pretty good season, and then we start all over again next year.
And we hear a lot of sometimes, about the symbiotic relationship between defensive line and secondary. But when you have a strong second level, what does that do for the defense?
Yeah. Well, when you have linebackers that can run and hit, all right, they erase mistakes. And so if the guy makes a mistake up front, he got, second level, third level, come over the top and make the play for him, And so when you don't have as athletic second level players, and thankfully we do, DeMario and Peter are athletic guys, they can erase a mistake if we make a mistake up front or, so a lot of the time, some of the plays that Pete makes is, guy got out of a gap, Pete just comes over the top, he makes the play, and, everybody goes, oh, you guys dried it up pretty nice. Well, no, you guys made a nice play, so that's some of it out there.
And I assume that becomes really important in a week like this when you're going up against a guy like Lamar Jackson who can do as many things.
Yeah, look, it's a great test. Guy's a really good. He was the MVP of our league. So he is stronger than you think he is, and everybody knows how fast he is. But the strength of Lamar and how he plays a big man's game at the quarterback. He'll lower his shoulder. You'll see him stiff arm. He's not going down. It's just another challenge. And then their offense with the misdirection, and we just got to make sure our eyes are in the right spot and everybody does their job. And so it's a great look. They're really good on offense. They've won a lot of football games. They're scoring points, running the football on everybody. And so, look, we just got to do what we do and not worry about them. Like, get our eyes in the right spot, play fundamentally sound, play hard and tough, and tackle. And we got to gang tackle.
Ryan, obviously Lamar is a rare breed, but does it help having faced so many mobile quarterbacks up to this point?
That's how the league's going like that now. You look all over the league, and you're going to play a mobile quarterback every other week now. So it's just part of each week, as a new challenge. And this challenge is we're playing an MVP of our league. And that's a unique challenge. It gets me fired up to go against an offense like this and a player like that. And I know defensively our players feel the same way. This is a test. It's a big test. We got to rise to the challenge. But the most important thing in this game is we got to play our style and do what we do, and not get caught up in what they do.
What do you think the biggest reason was last week for you guys kind of just locking in and playing a game that is more on brand with what you have in the last few years?
Yeah, it kind of looked like we used to look like, right? And so I think the players had a couple of days off, and they got together and said, all right, this stuff's got to stop. And they came together. And the other thing, you saw a complete game at all three levels. I don't think there was a weakness in any part of our game, at any of the three levels, and the guys played together. Like, that's what was good to see. Guys doing their job, trusting in the next guy's going to be in the next gap or covering the next guy. And so, look, sometimes it takes a little longer, and it did. And so we just got to keep it going. We got to do it again this week.
Multiple defensive players have referenced the standard. Does that change from year to year and team to team, or is it just a consistent thing where the bar is set?
Well, it changes year to year. And the thing is we've played some pretty good defense around here the last couple of 3 years. And why it changes is that there's new players. and they just can't come in and say, hey, we've been good, so we're going to be good. We have to continue to work. And the ultimate thing is that we're pushing and stressing is let's be just a little bit better than we've ever done it before. And then you continue to raise the standard and raise the bar defensively. Like, never stay the same. Always work to get better. We can do it better. This play can be better. We can eliminate this play off of our tape. We can be better one game at a time. And that's just the, as a coach, that's just all you're stressing to your players. Let's just be a little bit better than we were last year or last game, just a little bit better, and then let the outcome take care of itself. Like, just focus on the process. Just focus on the practice, the individual, everything that we're doing in the meeting rooms, and then play that game. Don't change from that, and then the outcome will take care of itself. We're not worried about the end result. It's the process to get to the end result.
Coach, I know pro athletes typically say like they don't hear the noise, but I guess has there been a moment, maybe in the Raiders game or in a recent game, where you're like, man, that crowd noise kind of helps?
Always does. The place is awesome to play in. I mean, we have the best stadium in the National Football League. It's so unique. It's so loud, and everybody looks. Not that we're staring up in the stands, but when you see the jump, everybody looks like they're having a good time. And that's cool. It's awesome. It's unique because not every place that we go to play is like the Dome. And they say dome field advantage. It is. Now, it poses some challenges also on defenses, as sometimes the communication can be a little bit, I didn't quite hear them because it was so loud. So there's some give and take with that. But, man, the louder it is, the better it is. And so, fans keep screaming, man, and we'll keep doing what we do.